the citizens need to come together and hire an attorney to represent the citizens that read the contract. Because I've asked Joe, I said, Joe, give me a copy of this contract. You say this and you say that, let me see the contract. Nope, I've never seen anything. And if I know today, I would not bought my house in Osage because of them. That very deal. But this was never mentioned to me when I bought my home.
On to the minutes of the June 16th, is that right? June 16th, 2026 Commissioner meeting. We need approval of these minutes. If there's any additions or changes? Yes, ma'am.
Under courthouse security, there's that says Commissioner Ehrman noted the courthouse is a historic building, however there's been no directive. I think that was more you. I think you were asking about the historical board. Not that it matters, but just for the sake of. And on the second to last sentence of that same paragraph, could we change the word sound to audio? So it would say court clerk Kaiser. Wow.
Oh yeah, ongoing sound issues. Okay. I'll give this to you, Michael. I think that I did bring up the fact of it being a historic building, but you were the one that said that there's not really been a directive, so you're right.
And then, I don't know how to word that. I don't care if you want to leave it like that. I don't care. I just want to make it known that I think you brought up it being, and did we have to do something because of that? Mm-hmm. And I think what I said was, just because it's been listed, there really is no, they don't have a governing authority over this building.
So could we put, Commissioner stated, or courthouse is a historic, no, the courthouse is a historic building, however, Commissioner Erdman stated that there has been a lack of directive, maybe, or?
Mr. Chairman, I think more what the premise of that is that just because you get put on the National Register somewhere, doesn't give them any governing authority over that building. Mm-hmm. So normally what you do is you ask for a historic architect to tell you what to do, and that would be upon us, but if we choose to gut it and put in modern stuff, that's so I don't think they have. I think what I was trying to explain is there's no point holding up. If we wanted to do something, we could, because it's still a historical building.
And I'm okay leaving it how it is.
Okay, I just want to make it clear.
Yeah, I don't mind changing everybody to Todd, and then I guess the problem is that what you just said there is probably better than
what Gus said here.
Yes. So the directive is more in line with the path to work within a historic building isn't really controlled by any format other than it's just a historic building. And I don't know, probably doesn't need cleaned up in the minutes. I think it's just
as long as we know that if something gets determined, if somebody comes through, if we're hesitating, somebody says, well, it's because you're on the national. No, it's not necessarily.
Fair enough.
It's because we don't have money.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically, you're saying the governing authority is the commissioner.
Yeah. Regardless of it being go ahead,
No, it's fine. I just have another one.
Okay, yeah. What you got?
Under the update on the BLM, Black Hills National Forest, etc. I think behind Bureau of Land Management, we need to put Newcastle plan.
On the second line there.
Correct. or in front of, whichever, but.
The Newcastle, yeah. I agree. It's not an update for the state, it's just this area.
It's just for this one?
Yeah.
And then the question that I had was, the last one, is the EIS on the greater sage grouse? So
Or
if
just-
it is,
just
let's
say-
put the greater sage grouse in front of it.
Determine whether there are any issues that should be addressed. No, was it just sage, or was it the EIS in general? I remember her touching on the sage grouse issue, but I don't know if that was, because you're gonna have a larger plan, an EIS plan, and the sage grouse falls into that, right?
No, I believe the sage grouse has its own EIS, but then so does the Thunder Basin, and so does the Newcastle plan of the BLM. So each one has one.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if the problem is with like on the Black Hills, well, on the Thunder Basin, we're still in the draft. You know, nobody has, because we're being sued. So I'm not sure we're at the point of being able to determine whether or not. So I'm a little lost on which, are we talking about the sage grouse? Or can we just mark that off?
We could strike it, or we could, if there's more than one EIS, we put all final EIS, that maybe it'd be better just to strike it.
Just strike the line.
It's been 3 weeks, I'm having some blurry memories of it all. So it'd be striking, they also reported to BLM or rescinded, They noted that the county will still need to review the final EIS to determine whether, I don't think that's necessary, we're gonna do it anyway.
We'll do it anyway.
Yeah, so, okay, I'm okay with that.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, that's all I have. I only have one editorial note also, but it can be brought up.
You want to do that later?
I can say it now. The election security states that we will get a copy of that plan to review for this meeting, and I don't think we did.
Oh, from Gilbert?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't believe we did either. Okay. So, there won't be any changes in the minutes there on that. Okay, so we're changing our amendment to Todd under courthouse security, sound audio, under the same headline. We're gonna add on the Newcastle plan from the Bureau of Land Management, and then strike the final sentence and update on BLM. So that's what the board would like to do.
I would approve the minutes as amended for the June 16th meeting.
Motion properly seconded to approve the minutes as amended on for the June 16th, 2026 minutes. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, Mr. Stolken and the credit card reauthorization. Okay, this was the one that we had. We have is a traffic law manual. Miss Martinez was in here on June 16th meeting to see if we could get approval on this, and unfortunately it was a little late, so we just asked if they move to this meeting to get approval for that law manual, which I'm okay with. So it's the budget board. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the credit card reauthorization for the Weston County Attorney for the Wyoming criminal coverage law amendments to it in the amount of $188.
Second.
Motion properly seconded to approve the credit card reauthorization request for the Weston County Attorney's Office in the amount of $188. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah, sorry.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Huber brought it up, and I think it's a great idea. If we could attach one of these notices or these approval forms to the voucher, so that we know it's going to be.
When you have a prepay,
If you could attach one to your voucher.
when you send your vouchers in, if you put that with it, then we know
We
it was a
approved it.
prepay and we approved it, it's all okay.
Okay, yeah, I don't read about it yet, but now that you've approved it, I will.
Need to send it.
Yeah,
And I'll
that's,
send it in.
that's what we need, just after we approve it, you send one. Thanks.
Thank you.
Now, is that the original?
That's the original.
Moving on to the 2025 SHSPWS SOCYB, which means nothing if anybody. This is grant award agreement between the Wyoming Office of Homeland Security and Weston County. This is for FEMA and between them and the Department of Homeland Security. It's the same. Yes, ma'am. What do you got?
On page 15, Article 63.
Page 15, Article what?
63.
Okay, what's the on here? I go to page 13 with the signature page, and then I got an attachment A. It says page 1.
In the back. That's the way it is.
15 and 16, right?
I'm missing it.
15 and 16, Article 63.
Don't have it.
15 or 16?
Okay, there's two things here. Okay. Got it. Funding hold.
Do you go?
So we could be on the hook for it if they decided that it's not.
Exactly, Mr. Chairman, and that's where I'm running into this. We're not getting these drawdowns. We are paying upfront for these services that happen, and we're not getting the drawdowns. And most of the time, what it has been told is that FEMA's holding them. This is the paragraph that says they will hold them or can hold them. And so I have issues of us getting these grants, but they're not really grants. They're just expenditures that we're having, and we're not getting paid back for them.
I'm not using it. Just get you.
Yeah, if you know why, then
I wish I did.
you probably wouldn't be here.
So, I guess how do you get a better feeling about, I mean, without them, I agree, it's troubling because you've got $22,000 sitting out there that if it gets spent.
Well, Mr. Chairman, we have money out there right now that we're spent.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten drawdowns for. Oh, Mr. Chairman, at what point, because that money is on hold or has been spent, are we depriving something else of being done?
The deadline for these documents is Monday, July 27th. We need to see if Gilbert's got any traction on the ones that he's putting in already. I mean, if you see action, I mean, you feel a little bit better jumping it on another one.
He's here. Do you want me to run down and see if he can come up?
I don't know if it's going to help much.
I don't know if it'll help much if he doesn't have any information. If we can see that there's some payments being made.
Wyoming is a place of unlimited potential, a place that inspires us to dream. Since 2014, Wyo Lotto has given back to our great state through transfers, winnings, commissions, and more. Dollars that have gone directly into your cities, towns, and counties. Dollars that have changed lives and set dreams in motion. Thank you, Wyoming. We can't wait to dream of what's next.
So,
Let me run get him real quick.
Well, Susie would know.
Susie's not here.
Susie's not here today. Kim would know. I'm just hesitant. We become a
let's
become a bit of a
100% okay waiting until the next meeting and maybe Gilbert can come in and Susie at the same time and visit about it. The rest of the board feels about it. I mean, someone could certainly make a motion to move forward with it if they'd like.
I move to table.
Second. Mr. Chairman.
The motion properly seconded to table the grant award agreement between Weston County and the Office of Homeland Security, EMW 2025 SS05015. Any discussion? All those in favor of tabling, or the motion on the floor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you. This is the original. I'll take the paper. I'll give it back to you with that. Here's a pile of your stuff. I don't know if you want to incorporate it into that or...
Can I assume
ma'am.
that was my grant?
No.
Because mine was supposed to be with the credit card, it's right there in that.
Oh, this is yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about the one we just tabled.
No.
Okay. So now we are to, where are you in here?
That's what I thought, that I was hooked on there.
You should have been part of the credit card.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Chairman, did we get a copy of that grant?
I don't believe so.
Move to table the grant, please.
So this is, well, it's not even on the agenda.
That's what I mean.
So if you could add this, I'm going to do some looking real quick.
When is your deadline? When is your deadline?
They
That's
just,
what I'm looking for.
they said that, they won't do the July reimbursements until you guys approve it and sign it. So once you do that, I mail the original back. And it was supposed to be on here, agenda, I don't know what happened, but, I believe we have till, the 31st.
Have they run into any issues with them freezing funds with these as well, like the Department of Justice? Do you know?
Not that I know of.
So let's put this on the next agenda too. So, can you strike, okay. Julie, there was no movement to do anything there, we're just gonna,
And you have
You strike my motion
You're to table it?
because it never was on the agenda.
And just Mike, we need to give you another copy of that.
okay. Bids and quotes, so we have an elevator door. Okay, wait a minute, what's this, Michael? Is that the grant?
That's a copy of.
That's what I was just looking at, okay. So, okay, elevator door.
Yeah.
Here's your original.
This, okay, so you have the signature spot on this. Forward with it. And is there, what else was that? Cap services, that's with cap, okay.
And the original cap, and here's the original here.
The cap is for the parking lot.
Okay.
The elevator door is for
You've got the
the
two originals.
security.
Gotcha,
Is
okay.
that this parking lot here?
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be nice to get that done too.
We have a couple different things here. There's an elevator handicap entrance, which is the continuous hinge. There must be an issue with that door coming into the elevator downstairs. There's that elevator access area. And then we also have a hinge issue on the door itself, it looks like. Or no, this is at the annex, isn't it? No. What is this? Electric hinge. Or is it two different things?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's the same elevator here. So it's the handicap accessible, so on the street level outside. And then it's the elevator door is having an issue. So the entrance down on the street level,
Yeah, I understand.
and then I think the door which goes,
I recall Steve coming in and talking about the elevator door itself. I don't recall the other door, but I don't doubt that he's saying that there's an issue with it. What's interesting though is like the one that I'm assuming both of these bids are confusing because one has a storefront glass and that's the $16,000 one. And this one is showing a storefront glass on a tube for like $4,400. I don't see anything necessarily directly related to the elevator door itself. It's almost looks like two different things for maybe the egress door to the outside of the building.
I talked with Steve a few days ago, and my understanding is one is basically repair versus replace. Yeah.
Okay, that's better, okay. The minimal one is repair, the $16,000 option is replace.
Right, and his comment to me was he thinks the repair will hold up for a couple of years as opposed to replace, which should be a permanent fix.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Looks to me like they began a pretty detailed quote, but the specifics are withheld again. We've got the quantities listed and the hours, although those are not broken, we still only have a lump sum. We don't know how much the hinge is or the door itself or any of those things. I really wish that we could get a detailed exposed estimate.
Yeah.
That would help us decide what they can do. repair and replace.
Yes, ma'am.
I think the idea, because of this cover sheet, is that perhaps it could be paid for by that court security grant.
Let's see that. This elevator door, 10.
So, Mr. Chairman, I think if we could submit this and ask for
Part of the deal.
part of the deal for the courthouse security grant money. So if we wanted to get in more details, we could, but this could be submitted, or whichever one we choose. It says, to me, it looks like the one that's about 10,000. I mean,
When I talked to Steve, he was pretty adamant about, he thinks the repair would be more cost effective for the county. Erase. The replacement is more cost effective than the repair, because he doesn't believe that the repair can actually fix the underlying causes.
Is that a Ricky question?
who wrote this?
That's what my question is. So the about 10,000, assuming that means 16,000 is about 10,000.
Yeah, wouldn't it be fun to be about like that? It'd be fun.
And I'm not comfortable at the moment knowing that next year door, I hate that they're saying elevator door. This is an exterior door. This isn't the door for the elevator that goes right to the court. That they're gonna cover an exterior door.
Maybe, Mr. Chairman, might be a good question to ask, what are you talking about in this thing? Because it has been the door that's been sticking the elevator doors, am I correct? Or sticking on the, sometimes you get in that elevator and you think, is this gonna be there for the rest of my life?
But this is their handicap door here.
Well, that's what we're debating here, is it just the entrance door,
Okay. Or is it both?
or is it both?
So when Steve originally came, I could have swore he meant the elevator,
I'm
not
with,
the exit.
I'm with you, is that I always thought it was the elevator because of what I
It goes
just.
home.
Yeah, when it goes cold, can you say, please God, let me, this not be my fault?
Again, Mr. Chair, he's got labor per hour. Had that been itemized, we know that it's $500 an hour for an elevator technician. So if it was $1,500 for the labor item, we would know that that would be the elevator door. I believe it's the entrance to the building.
I do.
This is the elevator area.
And it's architectural specialties. They wouldn't screw with an elevator.
With an elevator.
It's nothing swings out of that elevator.
Yeah. So I guess I was confused when Steve approached us earlier. I thought it was the elevator itself, but.
Mr. Chairman, I'd rather have the elevator fixed.
I suppose Steve is wandering around.
It's that electric hinge, there's no hinge for the elevator door.
Yeah.
They give them the
But if the actual handicap button is working correctly, if it's we're gonna have to.
Hey, Steve. I guess I was confused when you were in it a few weeks ago and you were talking about the elevator door. I thought you meant the elevator.
Oh, no,
So is it not open or sticking?
There for a while, people go out it would close. And that gentleman from Architect come and looked at it, and the hinges are wore out on it. And, the door is just, he'd give you that first quote, and there's two quotes there.
One to repair, one to replace.
Yeah, and then we talked the next day, he actually called me, and then he thought, instead of investing this kind of money into fixing the door, the first bit, he highly recommended it, that we look at it, or you look at it. And with the new door, it would have the new, this door down there has a whole different lock system for security and stuff. It's a magnetic lock that's been on there who knows when. The new setup would be exactly like the rest of these two doors that they put in. And the only added expense you'd have is you'd have to get Golden West here to do the fob deal or they just thought.
Do you know who wrote this? That it might, some courthouse security money might take care of it?
I don't know who wrote that, but I don't know how it got brought up. We're talking about this other money that's for the security they're talking about that's possible. And they checked into it, and they thought, Ricky's the one that told me that.
There's a possibility? Okay.
Yep.
Or
I
maybe,
can talk to Ricky and
maybe
there's
she
one
did.
that we thought would work with the courthouse security.
So maybe both of these are,
Yeah, for the door,
okay.
whichever way you
This
want
is
to
the
go.
door, and then
Yep.
this is, she's got,
Oh, the asphalt. I'm not sure about the asphalt.
okay,
It should have just been on the door.
okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Why right
Yes.
to the-
So, and that's one of the reasons too, like they say, if that will work, then it'd be an ideal time to, instead of investing the money they're asking to repair it. But, and they're tough, and he also had a point of the way it opens now, switching the way it opens for better access for wheelchairs, instead of right, left, to change it. It would make it easier for wheelchair accessible.
In addition to the weekly printed version of the newsletter journal, we also promote our community and share important information on our award-winning website, newslj.com, and in our weekly email newsletter, Nuke Now. We also connect with readers through various social media platforms and invite you to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can even take a look at a recent meeting of the City Council, School Board, or County Commission on our YouTube channel. We do hope that you will go to newslj.com and subscribe today, and we look forward to making all of our great content available to you. But regardless of your level of support, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for doing your part to preserve a free and independent local press.
Yes, ma'am.
So where are we on fixing the elevator itself?
The elevator, my understanding, when the elevator, the company came that you guys have or everybody has a service agreement with, I guess, Coney,
Right.
there's nothing wrong with that elevator. The building has shifted, and that's what's causing the rough ride. The gentleman was here a month or so ago. I had him show up. I wanted to talk to him about it, because I didn't. And he was here, and that's exactly what he told me. That he says, look at this. And the building has moved. You can see inside the elevator in the pit area that there is old paint that evidently used to be a closet on the top floor, and some of it's. But he claims that's He claims that's what is why the elevator is rocking and rolling. It's safe. He guaranteed me it's safe.
Can I get that involved?
Just think of it as a thrill ride.
Oh, yeah. And we did raise it up so he could look in the pit. And I asked him a few things that it was different than, and he said that that's what's going on. And there could be some of the door issues around here that's been going on. So, I don't know.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I guess my concern with the replacement, I don't recall off the top of my head what the timeline on that court security grant was, or
Do you remember what?
Thought it was
Like the end
Is that the only
July
bid
or
they got?
August.
What?
After that, is the only bid they got.
Yeah.
Seems like it's going on. Seems like it's shop around a little.
Yeah. One of the issues I think with the bid too is, Garrett's got some concerns that I don't disagree with. It's just a pre-tax toll.
Application
toll, like, man, it's nice that they broke it out to like hours and stuff, but I don't know, is there any warning, like, say there's issues with, do you know if architectural specialists will stand behind it?
I guess, let me see. I guess they've done quite a bit of work for the county, and they've done real good work. It's not an issue, if you have an issue with them, they're out of Rapid or Gillette, they're here but that's, I don't know the warranty stuff. I've just seen the work they've done with these doors and various other places that when I was here full time, that I'm totally impressed with their work.
So, Mr. Turner, could we garner all of that if we are granted the grant? Are we considering doing it regardless?
I think if it's an issue, whether we get the grant or not, I think it's probably gonna have to be addressed at some juncture. But as I recall, the money's there, we just had to sign up
By August 1st.
by August 1st.
31st, oh, I apologize.
To take part of, what was it, the 10%. So it may be foolish to not get the door fixed, whether this is who does it or not who does it. It's probably gonna need to be fixed at some juncture. But if it were covered partially under that program that the judges have.
Michael's looked it up. Can you see, do we have to, are we granted the money do we have to fill out an application?
You have to fill out an application.
Yeah, and I think that money has been earmarked if we move ahead, isn't it, Michael? For Weston County? X amount was earmarked for Weston County.
I believe so.
And we had to, under the understanding that 10% of that was I believe, was our responsibility.
So, do we still have to fill out the application?
Yeah. Okay. So, Ricky may have that still. Yes.
So maybe we should move forward with doing that?
I think maybe the best option might be to get this on the next agenda, get that on the agenda as well. And regardless of what we decide to do with the door, hopefully that deal, the state program would help pay for it, and if not, we may end up coming out of buildings and grounds or something of that courthouse repair, something of that nature.
Yeah, it's just something that, it's one of those deals, this door is, the window's gonna close, ever since.
I know.
It's just one of them deals, that's what I'm.
Thank God it's not winter right now, so maybe.
Well, and very seldom does anybody go out at the employees at night, and who knows?
Yeah, the worry would be if somebody went out and
That's open just enough that it would be simple for somebody to get in this building.
Maybe that needs to be, until we get it addressed, maybe that's something we need to ensure the last person out of the building goes down and just double checks that door until we get it addressed. So, I guess, okay. In the meantime, could you get any more information from them as far as like, from Architectural Specialties, as far as, like, I understand it, and I know they've done a lot of work in the past, so that's just, maybe a little more defined, so.
I can talk to the gentleman, whatever you need, we can get like the city.
Yeah.
Next agenda?
Yeah. And get the, I forget what it's called. What is it called, Michael? That award, or those monies that were set aside?
Security assessment funds, I think. I was looking at the minute.
Assessment recommendation. I don't remember what it's. Ricky would know. It's.
I'll check with them.
Okay. States set aside X amount of dollars for Weston County if we decide to jump on board with it.
Courtroom security or something.
Because it hasn't been fixed in a long time. Yes, sir.
Just one little comment. The door may sound high, but it also includes the mechanism. It's not just a regular door closure. You know, it comes with for setup for the automatic locks and stuff. I mean, yeah, they still have to come and do the little buttons and stuff, but it's not just a door closure on top. It's set up for ADA. And it's ADA, it's set up for security. I mean, it's what we have now on the big doors now.
Yeah. And it does say that does break down some of that stuff in it.
Then you're talking also the glass on the side panel. It's like I said.
Here's something else to consider. If your building is settling, it's going to keep settling. If you put a new one in, you're going to have to provide for it's going to settle too. If the cheap one, if the fix will get you by for 2 years, you'll have a different settling problem in 2 years than you do now.
Is this side glass necessary, do you know, Steve? Can it just be a blank? I mean, for cheaper, potentially?
Well, it can be. For years, that's how the front door was. Up here, you know, no, it's that way now. There's not a piece of glass in that where it was. At one point in time, that's, you know, there was glass there. Then they just matched it up with you know, the building and put it in the side, and that's what they did on the west side of this big door out here. There was no window put back in it. I mean, and it was that way before.
I want to echo Mr. Bow's concerns, because I was kind of thinking along the same lines. When you visit with them again, I mean, those are considerations that if they're cutting out enough room to adjust for any settling, if that's considered into like the thought process of installing.
Right, and I agree.
And even if we do it now or 2 years from now, the building's going to settle from now into perpetuity. So I think we need to maybe.
Yeah, and if you're interested, I mean, I know this gentleman would come in front of you guys and any issues like that. You know, he knows his work. He could explain it a lot better than, you know, what they're going to do, how they seal things up, you know, what they use for the materials to, he would, I'm sure that they come over here a lot. I'm sure that we could set something up if that's something, you know, which I totally understand the concerns on the building.
Yeah. Well, if the state would help pay for it, it'd be a great deal. I think it would cover a lot of the costs, as long as we know we're getting a good product that'll last.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Next, CAP services. This is the bid for the asphalt sealing of the parking lot. He came up with a total of $9,240.75. That's crack fill of about 1,000 feet, and then asphalt seal the parking lot of 23,000 feet roughly. Painting of all the parking stripes on the parking lot for about 1,800 lineal feet. And painting of the handicap symbols, and then 95 feet of curb painting. So everybody got a copy of that, or? Yeah.
That's the original.
Okay. It's a good quote, I think. I mean, it's pretty broke down on what they're doing.
It's been several years since we had that sealed, and the cracks are starting to open up again. And if we don't start taking care of it, it'll just get worse and settle, we have bigger problems.
And I think you addressed that a few years ago because it was getting so bad, the crack around the building was getting so bad. Just if we can keep on top of that too, because I think they did a good job of fixing it. And I just think maintenance needs to be upheld, so I'm all for it.
Does he think he can get it done this summer?
I haven't talked to him since, I guess I just need to talk to him. Yeah, he can get it done this summer.
Okay.
It may be later,
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, just as long as it gets done before the snow flies, before we, but like I say, I told him as soon as, then that way we can be put on his schedule. I know we can do that. And we're gonna have to know far enough ahead of time because the parking lot for 3 days has gotta be completely, from the police department up, there's no, for him to get his work done as efficiently as he can.
I'm going to transfer the cap services for the asphalt sealing of the parking lot in the amount of $9,240.75 taken out of buildings and grounds. Will be out of the new budget, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Major repairs of buildings and grounds. I'm just trying to.
Buildings and grounds. Okay. Which is major repairs.
Yeah. Motion properly seconded to approve Mr. Peterson with cap services to accept his bid for the asphalt ceiling of the parking lot in the amount of $9,240.75. Any more discussion? Yes, ma'am.
And I would ask Steve to perhaps maybe get it more narrowed down so that we know when to advertise that we're closing it.
I'll try to get hold of him today. He has a full-time job during the week, but he's good at getting back. And I'll say, put it on your schedule and then give us, he can give us probably a 2 week notice of when he can do it.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
I would ask that during the primary election, probably not.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Gee, why not?
All those in favor of the motion on the floor, please say aye. Opposed? Thank you.
The new store. This is the one-stop shop. We have a pharmacy. We have a bootlegger's liquor. The deli, the food that you can get at a lunchtime is so amazing. The coffee shop. Certain Friday mornings, there's 30 people sitting here in all these chairs. This is the hub for people to come and visit, have their coffee, have their donuts. It's amazing what this area has done. Totally amazing.
That's a pretty good point, though. That would be nuts.
He might have.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Oh, it was.
Brought it up.
Okay. You want to let him know?
Yeah, I'll get hold of him either today, tonight, or I'll get hold of him. And I'll, like I say, by your next, I know he won't be able to have it done by your next meeting as far behind as he is, but
Okay.
we'll make sure it
We
works.
need to discuss this next meeting.
No, it's good. So, just, you're just gonna get, we're gonna get a bill in that amount for those services, so maybe keep a copy of the, I don't know where on earth Becky used to file that stuff, or if you keep it down, you probably don't.
There's some down there from previous times, but there's not.
So here's part of the problem. We were getting bids worked on the courthouse, and then 5 years later, something's failing on the work that's been done, so we've asked for more complete paperwork on the work that was performed, and then you're going, and who did it? So we gotta figure out, she was storing things somewhere, I don't know. Maybe you can figure it out or start something.
I will start something for sure. If we don't have it in anything that I find, I will add it to.
That's the reason why I bring it up, so thank you, Mike.
Sure.
I know we're way behind, Mr. Chairman. Can we break, please?
Sure. 5 minutes? All right. I apologize. We'll be on the Osage.
Usually it's 15 minutes, that's great.
Yeah, no, I get it. All right, good. Mr. Bach?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I haven't met you before. Yeah, I got a letter in front of me that I just got this morning. I haven't had a chance to read it, but I've kind of glanced it over here, and it appears that you have concerns over some inaccuracy in funding amounts for the mill levy in question, and also some concerns of whether some citizens might be in support of it and some may not. So you have the floor if there's something.
Yeah, well, I guess what we're concerned with is our funding for our water district, which I can only speak for the water district, but water and sewer district is all going into the Osage school building instead of going into our infrastructure of our keeping our water and sewer up and available.
So
And
you're skimming money off the water and sewer to pay for the school district, for the improvement district. Rather than make the improvement district pay for itself, just making the water and the sewer pay for the private country club up there.
So this is an interesting thing here, because what you guys have is a
mess.
district that's been,
It's called a mess.
yep, voted into fruition by the folks that live in that area. And so I'm a little uncomfortable in the fact that part of what happens when that district is formed, there's an ability for that board to then ask for some money back or for a tax to be levied on those citizens. And if that board deems that necessary, I don't know what the stop point of that is, short of you folks convincing that board to stop that.
You can't convince them of anything.
And I understand there may be some concern about money going somewhere that it's not necessarily, there's two different districts, right? And I don't know,
My question is, can we get it on the ballot for Osage to vote whether we want to sell it or not?
not this here, this one.
We'd have to ask the county attorney, but that building, according to what I read on the internet, which is, everything's true on the internet, right? But I went to the assessor's page, and so Kitty Moats is owned by the Osage Service and Improvement District. So that, the question that I have, that wouldn't be a ballot issue for us, that'd be a ballot issue for you. So my question is, I'm not sure that's even a ballot issue. That'd be up to the county attorney to decide that. But I would be curious what the deed said. If there were deed restrictions on that building. Also, there was a SLID grant that was given, which may also have stipulations on that money that was given to that. So my question would be, could we go see what the deed what the deed says and the deed restrictions, and perhaps what that SLID money has as stipulation.
I'm all for that. If the county attorney could do that for us.
That would be a question that I would ask the county attorney.
I mean, as citizens, we have no money basis to do anything. What money goes into that improvement district and the deal in the water district. So we have nothing to combat them unless we take it out of our own pockets.
And I think what also is conflating about the same thing is that your service improvement district and your water district are the same people. Different boards, same people.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yes.
And so I think what happens is there's a
Conflict of interest.
and it conflates the issue. And so if there's any way that this would also have to have the advice of the county attorney, could have those type of town hall meetings to separate those boards out.
If we just get something passed through, one person couldn't sit on all three boards.
And that would probably, Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I would imagine that would be in your bylaws of each of those.
Well, we never had any bylaws.
So somewhere along the way, I would get.
I mean, the water district, we bought the water district from the Black Hills Pipeline. So, as far as I know, nobody wrote any rules between that and what they got now. They just took over and done things the way Black Hills did for a lot of years. Then we get different people in there and they start running it like their little empire, making the decisions. Well, they don't make the decisions on what the people want. They're not represented. Last month we was in there, we had as many people in there as this, and there's like 10 of them all raised their hand when we asked about selling the deal, and one of them jumped up and he said, "Over my dead body." When the board.
The problem I got is, and you guys might have been, no, she's been around. But if you ask me something, it's either the board or the commissioners, the county. Anytime you want something, try to do something, well, it's the other board that did that, or the county.
Can you tell me how your board is appointing the members? Do you know how those boards are appointing their members? Is it by a public vote?
Yeah.
So it's by a vote held at a meeting, like a water district meeting?
No, I think they have an election.
They're on the regular ballot. It is on the regular ballot, okay.
But they ain't played track, but they run it like
10 years we have
Arizona.
the people voted on it. With all the families in it.
I don't know. I guess I'm a little of an impasse here. I don't know what guidance to give you other than what I think Ms. Urban stated. I think probably the bylaws can be looked at for sure. That is a concerning deal to me, I guess, if there is truly. I assume they're doing things properly where money's designated for X or staying for X and designated for Y or staying for Y. But there isn't maybe enough outside purview to know that those are staying that way to be guaranteed that it's not being, X's money is not being spent on Y.
According to their numbers, just a general deal that we spent over $20,000 last year.
Yeah, we spent
on that school.
$27,000 to rent one room for one day a month.
And they're raising the rates on the water district and the sewer district to pay for the improvement district. That's all the improvement district is the school district. Or the schoolhouse. I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong, it's nice that we got it, but it's like having a swimming pool. They're nice, but you can't afford it when you
can't afford it.
Sounds like our problem.
And they got a deal there and they said, oh, we're gonna put apartments in there and rent them, make money. They spent $1 million on it.
13 years later, we still don't have an apartment, and we ain't renting anything. All we're doing is paying $27,000 a year
I have concerns, especially if you're taking money out of one district and using the other district.
With the same people on both of them, it's conflict of interest.
Well, yeah, I can understand that. Who does the audit on your books? Somebody, well, there needs to be.
That's the problem, we don't have anybody.
But I think they're at such a low level that it's one of those self-audits. So whoever's filling out the F-16 or F-66.
That self-audit maybe needs to go in front of an attorney to see.
I would say.
The citizens need to come together and hire an attorney to represent the citizens that read the contract. Cause I've asked Joe, I said, Joe, give me a copy of this contract. You say this and you say that, let me see the contract. Nope, I've never seen anything. And if I know today, I would have bought my house in Osage because of them. That very deal. But this was never mentioned to me when I bought my home.
Say another thing, I've had water taps there. We bought mine from Black Hills, Carolina. When you bought them, you owned the tap. You didn't own the meter or anything. Well, the Osage Water District bought it out. Well, the same thing. You bought the tap, and you had to pay for the meter, and to put it in, and the tap, and you had to pay all the expenses, plus a tap fee. And that's all you owned was a tap fee. So now they're saying any tap that ain't being used, they're gonna charge you a monthly rate on it. Tap fee that you ain't using nothing.
So it's doing an abandoned building or something then?
Yeah, whatever. If you sell something to somebody, you can't go back 10 years and say, oh, we're not making enough money, so we're gonna start charging you rent on your car we sold. But they're doing it.
You need an attorney to look at the contract, to read it, and see what you can and can't do now. And who knows what it's been amended to or anything, and we're not gonna get it because we
And
can't.
those same people have been paying taxes for a lot of years, and we ought to have some county attorney. Get a little thumb down.
So it just puts me, I guess, personally speaking, not for the rest of the members, I guess, just puts me in a weird position because I'm not 100%. I have no problem if a board member wants to attend a meeting and to gather information or to try to get a better understanding of what all's going on. It's just, I don't know the authority necessarily that.
When you go, be sure and call the county sheriff, because they're gonna call them on you. Because they have the county sheriff show up, because people get irate, because they tell you to leave. Because you speak your mind, same as we're doing right here, right now.
I think at this juncture, probably the most important thing might be to figure out what the bylaws are and to ensure that,
Is there any bylaws?
hopefully.
Well, where do you find the information?
There had been bylaws when the district was formed originally. Whether they've been amended and changed, that's.
If it gives you guys any insight, or the same people that you guys have problem with the dump board are the same people we have a problem with on the water and sewer. And you've seen how they run the
Just
dump
a
board.
little group of
You
people.
see, when things go wrong like this, you're supposed to go to your government for help. You're the closest thing we've done.
Yes, ma'am.
I would say that when the district was formed, that we would have gotten a copy of the bylaws.
Probably is something.
So there should be bylaws somewhere. Once again, we're gonna say that somewhere. Sometimes it's an issue that they should have. But once again, I would go back and get your deed, see what restrictions are on there, and go get the application for the grant. And see what's on that grant. Because what you're giving yourself is a tool.
See, they said it, this is what they said, I don't know what. They said it was up to you guys. They had to get your permission to sell it to you. That's what they told us.
It's not owned by us.